Hey, welcome to the weekly market review. My name is Todd Gilpin. I created this channel to help keep realtors up to date and help buyers and sellers on all things related to mortgages and mainly the rates. That's what we always get asked. That's what everybody wants to know, and kind of bring to light what kind of dynamics are ahead of us for the week and what we saw in the past. So, without further ado, let's jump right on in here. Take a look here at the market. This is what everybody's really concerned about now. You're watching your 401ks go down. You're having a difficult time deciding what things are going to be doing moving forward here. And, you know, you kind of fall in line with all the other experts. So we take a look here and looking at the S&P. So if we look at the 1 day, we didn't do anything today. Monday, 4/7, April 7th. Go to 5 day, you could kind of see it doesn't look like we've lost much, all due to the scaling to the left-hand side here. But you see a 10% drop over the 5 days, and that's never good to watch things go down 10%. You kind of see the sharpness of it when we back out to a month, 6 months. You could definitely see, we've definitely had a big hit to the market. Now, how does that affect what we do for business? Well, typically, when the market drops in the past, you would see a rush of money where people are selling the stock market and buying bonds. And what happens typically in that scenario, if we go back here looking at the 10-year bond, what typically happens is when people buy the 10-year, the return on the 10-year goes down. So you're paying for a rate of return, people buying more, which causes the price of the bond to go up, but causes the yield of the rate to go down. And that yield is usually tied to mortgages. So if we took a look back to Friday, you can see a huge drop on Friday. And, you know, we looked at the start of last week, we were at 4.2. We fell all the way down to 3.9. That's 0.3%, quarter of a point, 3/8 of a point on a loan with great rates. And that was in a matter of, if we look at just the Friday, it fell, almost 20 points on Friday alone. So, what would happen to people that talked to me on Friday? Well, they thought rates are going down, rates are going down, rates are going down. We have a flat day on Monday for trading, and our rates have done nothing but steadily climb back up. Now, why? That's a great question. I mean, obviously the answer is there are more people selling bonds than buying bonds. That's what will drive the yield back up. It means the price is going down for the bond, but the yield is going up. And the big macro picture, why? I mean, if you talk to two different billionaires or listen to two different billionaires on CNBC, they're going to argue different reasons. One possible reason, people just don't believe the market's going to stay down, the stock market. I think if the tariffs come off, that you'll see a rebound. And if that's the case, then you don't want to be caught in bonds where you can just, put that money back in the market now, wait for or when the tariffs goes off and we've settled that whole thing, then at that point you will see the market decide to go back up. And if that happens and you're stuck in bonds, you're not going to like it. So that's kind of what I think is going on here. People don't believe that the market is quite as bad as the drop looks, and they think there might be a quick recovery. Now, what's going to shape this other news this week for us? If we switch over here, kind of look real quick, we got some big things coming up Thursday and Friday. You got CPI coming up. That's going to be it's going to be inflation without things like groceries and energy. So if inflation's down, we could see a rate cut from the Fed, and it could be an emergency rate cut. If it's low enough and the market's still tanking, you could see an emergency rate cut. I don't know that that'll happen, but the next meeting for a rate cut is actually the beginning of May, so we're about a month out from that. And then we get PPI, which is producer index. It's the inflation for the producers, what they're paying. So those two big numbers coming out Thursday and Friday could lead us down the path of maybe a rate cut, maybe not. If we don't see a rate cut, what are the 10-year going to do? Well, obviously it's not doing what was expected, right? So, guessing which direction it's going to do, it's probably not going to work out very well for us. History says if the market continues to go down, then we should see a rebound in the rates for the 10-year. So big picture, if the market tanks, better chance of rates going down. If the market recovers, yeah, that's going to put us in an awkward spot, right? So, we're going to be in that situation where the interest rates are back to where they were. If the market recovers, the only thing we can hope for is a rate cut from the Fed. But what the rate cut from the Fed is supposed to do is to make the markets hot again, right? You cut rates to let people borrow cheaper. In turn, you make it easier for people to get money and spend money, which makes things go up again. It's hard to say that we can quickly want to go back to rate cuts and making money cheap again, but it's one of those things that if they don't cut rates and the market is going to stay down low, we could see things that are worse. So very, very, very good word of the day, word of the week moving forward is just volatility. When you see a quarter of a point move in one day in the 10-year, you're talking about a huge price jump for borrowers in the mortgage world in the same day. So I think we're going to see more of that up and down until the tariffs shake out. And as always, if you have a buyer or if you are a buyer, you can apply at gethomewithgilpin.com, or you can give me a call anytime. Well, anytime, any reasonable time, Eastern time, with any questions mortgage related. All right. Appreciate y'all. We'll talk to you next week.